tracking trips at past the wire, no matter what your level of play is. You know, people play the horses for all types of reasons: the action, the excitement, the thrill, the challenge. Some, believe it or not, even play expecting to lose. Me, I don't have that problem. I play to win and take down scores and have been doing it successfully for a long time. This is the life I've chosen. Don't go into battle alone. I do that. And you can have me and tracking trips as your second set of eyes. You can be a better. Let's win this fight. Patience, discipline, like a cobra, ready to strike at the right time. When we win, we celebrate, and we celebrate hard, because the rewards make all of it worth it. Nobody does it better. Tracking trips have passed the wire. Be a member, unless of course you hate money.
Well, hello everyone. Here we are. Just going to do the races a day after the Christmas, but right now I'm recording, of course, before the races, before Christmas itself. So first, I want to wish everyone a happy Merry Christmas, and I want to thank Race Lens once again for all the tools that they put out and to help us get these picks. Last week, let's go do a recap real quick for Gulfstream Park. Didn't do well. I didn't do too bad, but not so great either. I'd had 3 winners and 2 horses that finished second out of my pick 5. That's just the way it is when we're going for it. And then those who did shoot me an email for Fairgrounds, we did just a little bit better, but still no pick 5 out of there. But we hit some pick 4s. Some maybe 3 out of 5. Same thing, 3 out of 5 with 2 seconds in there, and we were just this close, people. But hey, that's what we got to do. You got to keep trying. And we're going to go out there and try to get some winners the day after Christmas at lovely Santa Anita right there behind my head there. It's a tradition. It's opening day there for Santa Anita. And of course, you always get some previews of some nice horses and some horses from the past. And once again, I can't give you the whole race card. I'm just going to give you from race 7 through the 11th, which is my pick 5 scenario. Anybody that wants the whole card, shoot me an email. Right down below there, hit charles@pastthewire.com. There is a monster in the first half of the races there. That is a monster out there that's going to be running. So if you want that monster, just give me an email and I'll get that to you. Anyway, on to this pick 5 here at Santa Anita. I don't do Santa Anita too often because usually they have very small fields and it's hard to get some prices. But today, the day after Christmas, of course, we got some decent sized fields and some nice horses running. And we're going to start off in the 7th race at the San Gabriel. Of course, the Malibu's running later after this race, but we're not going to cover the Malibu today. We all know some of the players in there. And one of them is Mystic Dan, your Derby winner. So, but in the 7th race, the San Gabriel, this is going a mile and 1/8 on the turf. And I will show you my turf ratings in a minute on Santa Anita. Santa Anita is one of them. When I do my ratings, I want to my factors on the race lens itself. This is the only track that my main track and my turf is the same ratings. I do the same calculation factors. But anyway, let's go now. Let's start with race 7 here. Race 1, 7, but number 1 horse, excuse me. And here we go. This horse is this is a very nice horse. Now remember, these are all stakes races, so it's going to be very tough to say, hey, this is a terrible field. This should be overall a good field, some good money. Blinkers off the 1 here. This horse has been closing pretty good. It's been a while, since, I don't know. This horse is, I don't even know if it never ran on blinkers. I don't know. Especially going with the race lens on, this only goes so far back. But this horse does close very well. What the one horse does have some talent. Last time out, did a really nice closing job. Uh, this jockey is basically from Japan. He races up. He was racing up in Canada, Woodbine, and he does go to Santa Anita, and he does very well there too. But right now, this horse for me, I'm just going to take a seat back on this horse. I just think there's much better horses in this race that have more talent and a little bit higher class, in my opinion. This is going to be one of your early push pressure horses, and at 12-1, I'm still going to take a pass on this horse, especially with the blinkers off too. So I think there's much better horses in this race. The number 2, let's first look at the race lens angle. They're saying this is a bad angle because it's come from behind her, a major come from behind her. This one comes from the clouds. Look at last time out, racing pretty much dead last, and boom, closed like a bomb with Antonio aboard. He's an excellent rider. No, a lot of people don't know this rider on the East Coast or the Eastern tracks. Excellent rider. I'll take him any day of the week on my horses, especially on turf. But it doesn't matter, turf or dirt. He's definitely a rider that you've got to look out for. In this race, Philip D'Amato, definitely known as a good trainer, but he's really known for more of a turf type of trainer overall. And I think this horse has got a lot of talent. This horse will be closing like a bomb. The question is there going to be enough pace for this horse to close like a bomb like that? So is this a horse a major player? In my opinion, I don't think so. I don't think it's a major player, but I think this horse is definitely on some of the lower end of the exotics. You got to look at that. Your supers and tries. I would look at that part there. This horse has got that kind of talent to always hit that kind of part of the board. But for me, for the win, no, I'm going to go on the lower side on this horse. The 3, this one's got some speed. I think this is going to be one of your leaders, possibly. Last time out, didn't really break that well. Didn't do very well. We'll just toss that one. Time before that, did very well, but then closed and just dropped it, and just stopped on a dime pretty much after that. I don't know what the story was on that race. They brought the horse back from November the 2nd to the 30th. Not too bad. I don't know. Trainer does a decent job. Look at the trainer with this jockey, though, with Dettori. Their win percentage is 27% win. And that's something to look at. They always hook up. Dettori has not ridden this horse. So I think this horse is going to be one of your leaders. Now, is he going to hang on for the win? In my book, no. I think this is another one of your bottom side of your exotics, like your trifectas and supers. I think there's 2 other horses in here much better, and one particularly. Okay. And the one that's probably much better is this one, the 4 horse here. Umberto is a rider here, another rider that the East Coast does not know much about, the East Coast tracks. This is another excellent rider. I would take him any day of the week. Tim Yakteen, is an excellent trainer. Look when this jockey and trainer hook up, 29% in the win column. Gotta like that. Let's see what they say. A horse for the course. Yep, but definitely a horse for the course here. Runs most of his races in California. I think this is the horse to beat, period. This horse is, look at this projected ratings, early pace. 106, 114, and then a 130 on your projected ratings. And so anyway, I think this horse is going to sit very close to the pace. I think this horse could take over, and it will do an excellent job. I think horse to beat, definitely for the win column. Gotta love this horse, and that's probably one of my best bets of the day. I do have another best bet of the day earlier in the card. Like I said, once again, if you want my early half of the card, just send me an email, and we'll take care of that. The 5 here. This horse is interesting. I think they're really reaching a little bit with this horse. I think this horse is a little outclassed. I don't blame Steve Knapp for claiming this horse. He claimed this horse for $100,000. Okay, they claimed the horse for $100,000, and they're going for it. They're going for a piece of the pie here. This is why they claim this horse, to get in some of the stakes races. It just happens that there's a couple other horses in here probably a little bit better than him. But I must agree with Steve. You got to take a shot here. I think he does have a shot here in this race as a long shot. Rosario's jumping aboard, coming to town. He might as well throw somebody on like that. Let's see what they go. They say negative because he's, running style has come from behind. I don't think he's a deep closer, though. I think he stays close enough. He might make a run at it. I'm just thinking I think he's just a little overclassed in this race. But put note on this horse for some other stakes races, some of the smaller ones. Look out for this horse. I think they're going to do well with this horse, after claiming him for $100,000. A nice age, 4 years old. I think, when you claim him for 80, 100,000, 75,000, you're looking at small stakes races at least, and maybe a grade threes. So look for future for this horse. But today I'm going to take a seat back on him. The 6 horse. Last time threw in a big time clunker. Look at this. I mean, was sitting really close, nice third, and then all of a sudden lost by 22 back. Was eased pretty much. He was just outran overall. This horse shows some speed. Is it going to be a early horse? I don't know. I think it's more of a pressure type. Leonard Powell is definitely a very good trainer. His numbers right now do not show it. 8% wins, but I think he's a very good trainer. But in this race, I think this horse is way outclassed. And negative second start. Was it second start after a layoff out of the money? Yeah, that was really bad. So for me, I need to see more from this horse. And so I'm just going to say, no, not today, not for my money. Here's an interesting horse. The horse was probably going to be outclassed a little bit in the last time out, in grade 2. Was 11-1. To me, I thought that horse had the best shot of hitting the board maybe on the bottom side of exotics last time. Horse ran excellent. Just ran his eyes out to get to the wire in time. So he shows that he can at least handle this type of group. Is he good enough to beat these good guys? Well, I think he's good enough to beat a lot of these horses. The main horse he's going to have to really overcome, which is the 4. Good luck there, basically. But I think this horse has an excellent shot at hitting the exacta, finishing out the exacta. So I do think this horse is a must play if you're playing exactas and stuff like that. Running style, they don't like it because he comes from behind. He does come from behind, but he sits a little closer, than normal. So I think he can sit there close enough and make one big run. So for me, I think this horse has got a great shot. 5-1. He might inch up a little bit, maybe go off at 8-1 for the exactas. I would probably definitely play him for that. The 8 horse here, last time out, did very well on Del Mar. Ran very excellent. Was split there, but the time before that was just, I didn't understand that race, at Hawthorne. It was on a yielding track, so maybe that was it. Who knows? Time before that, he ran really good at Kentucky Downs. Remember my theory: if you're within 3 lengths of the winner at Kentucky Downs, and the next race, if it's at another track, you usually don't do that good. And well, he didn't do good at all. Period. I mean, you just basically got eased. So I would just take a seat back on this horse. I want to see what this horse could do later on, but right now, not today, not for my money. And let's see what this race lens angle. So they said horse lost last race, positive jockey change. I don't know if it's a positive jockey change. You got going from Antonio to Juan Hernandez. Juan Hernandez does do excellent at Santa Anita and California, period. Neil Drysdale, he's been around for a while in California. He's a staple type of trainer for turf horses. His win percentage doesn't look that good, but you know what? He's a much better trainer than that. He's probably he's down to a very small barn now, and just don't ever change. Don't look at those numbers and think you have some kind of idea what kind of trainer is, because he is an excellent trainer. Okay, the 9 horse, the last horse we're going to cover in this race, hasn't been doing a lot of things bad. Hasn't just doesn't finish races. That's my problem with this horse. Pratt is taking over for Richard Mandela. Mandela's had a very soft year himself. His numbers are very low compared to what he can do. Pratt's aboard. I think this horse does have some kind of shot for the piece of the pie, but I think more for the show or supers, if anything. So I'm going to take a seat back myself personally, and I'm not going to look at this horse for this race. So there we have that first one we just broke down. Now let's go and see what Race Lens, how they project to see this race to turn out this whole race, and see how they think it's going to go at each step of the way. Here we go. All right, remember it's on turf. And first I'm going to show you my settings. Speed 5, class 4, form 4, and then distance, jockey, and jockey trainer all at 3. The pace is at 5. The trainer and track is at 4, because there's some parts of this track you have to really realize there's a downhill part of this track. And some races that go long, you have to use downhill. And some of the 6.5 furlongs, you have to use the downhill. And that takes a special horse that knows this track, and jockey too, that has done it before. And then, of course, the angles and track condition is 3 each. So that's how I applied my factors in for this type of race. And this is how they see it. In the early beginning, they say at the 8, 4 is going to be out there. I don't know if the 4 is going to be that close in the super early beginning, but I think the 4 will be within the first 4 horses, definitely. Now they said midway, they're going to say the 2 and the 4. I still see the 4 sitting second or third at best, at that point. But at the end, I definitely see the 4 walking, pretty much pulling away from everybody, in my opinion. It's going to be a fight for second. And I personally have the 7 coming in second, and the 3, and then the 2. But they have it 4 at 76%, almost 77% chance. And the 9 at 8%, the 7 at 4%, and then the 2 at 3%, and the 8 at 2%. And then what we got going on here, they're saying the 4 should be 1 to 4, and the odds are 4 to 5. Well, I hate to say it, everybody, but I think it's going to be much closer to the 1 to 4 than anything in this race. I do think it's one of my best bets of the day. It's either you go against a horse like this, or you just single him out, or you just go for it. And for me, it's go for it with him. I don't think you could beat him. That's my opinion. If you think you could beat him, toss him. Don't play any pick 3s, pick 4s with him in it or anything. Go for it. If you don't like him, if you like him, put him on top. Single him and pick 3s, 4, 5s, or whatever, and just go that way. All right. And that's how I see that race. And let's go back. We're going to go and hit that. We're going to pick another race here. We're going, like I said, we're going to skip the Malibu. I'll give you my opinion on Malibu in a little while, but the next race I think is a very interesting race. I think it's very pretty much wide open. I mean, I think there's at least 6 horses that could do some damage, at least, which is the 10th race, which is the Brea. Okay. And we're going to start off in this race, the number 1 horse, Bob Baffert. you're going to hear me say Bob Baffert. Actually, if you look at all these races, Bob Baffert will put in at least half of the horses, it seems like sometimes. It's not that he just wants to, try to put horses wherever and try to do whatever. He does have horses that actually belong in these races, believe it or not. He has that many good horses. Everyone takes those, especially the younger horses, to him. So the one horse here, it's got a lot of speed. The horse last 2 times went wire to wire, going 6.5. Yes, they are going 7 furlongs. Okay, like I just showed you. Baffert here on this horse has Hernandez aboard on those first 2, the last 2 races. Didn't win, broke its maiden, and then won an allowance race. Rosario was aboard. Rosario's only rode for Baffert once before, no win, but he got 100. He's got in the money, so that means he finished 3rd, or 2nd actually. He finished place. He placed, got 100% there. This horse has got a lot of speed, a lot of talent. Horse won last time as the favorite. Look at this early speed. Projected ratings 104, then the 96. He relaxes a little bit, and then he picks it right back up again. 101. Do I think the horse is a major player? You betcha. I think this is a major player here. You got to look at this horse a lot, see how it looks and everything. 12-1, you gotta love that part, especially a Baffert horse going off at 12-1. Better look at it a couple of times, probably. Major player here, especially for that win column. But this is one of at least 5 to 6 horses that I think have a shot to win this race. So we'll move on to the next. The number 2 horse, another horse with speed, but he's cut back in distance today, which I really do like this angle a lot. He went from mile 16 down to a mile, and now he's going to 7 furlongs. Just been crushing them, crushed the maiden, crushing the last time out. I think this is a now horse. This horse has got tons of talent, a pressure type horse. Can take the lead, probably sit there 2nd. Is it a major player? You betcha. I think this is one of the top ones of the 4, 5, 6 horses that I'm going to talk about, really positive about. Umberto's a riding, like I said, great jockey. Michael McCarthy, great trainer. He's at 21%, but look at his ROI last 30 days, plus 145% in the return on your money. Gotta love that. Let's see what the Race Lens angle says here. Trainer profitable from route to sprint, which I do like that angle. It's a great angle to play. Major player. 3, another one with speed. Look at it, but we are in a 7 furlongs, which is considered a sprint. Probably one of the hardest sprints next to a mile. Some people say a mile's a sprint. Some say it's a route. If it's a 1-turn mile, I call it a sprint. If it's a 2-turn mile, it could be a route because you're going 2 turns and you got to learn to control your speed and use your change to your lead and everything perfect. This is another Bob Baffert horse here. Tons of speed. Johnny Velasquez aboard. They haven't done well the last 3 times with Johnny, but hey, I mean, they're a great duel. Especially last year, they were doing great with things with this horse. Hernandez was on all time. Every time Hernandez is not on this one, Johnny Velasquez is on. Is this horse a major player? You betcha. This is one of those. Another horse again. So far, I've gone 3 for 3, right? That I think has an excellent shot of winning. You got to look at it, and we'll see what that comes out of that. Trainers wins with a lot of horses with a long layoff success. He does. You have to admit that. April the 6th, this horse did finish 2nd that time out, but I mean, he broke his maiden, which is a long layoff. So there you have it. The 4. Blinkers off this horse. Last time didn't show much. They're cutting back in distance big time on this horse. They're trying to let's go back to where he did run a mile or 7 furlongs. And look, he won by 10 lengths. But that was his maiden at a claiming maiden and no other. So to me, I think this horse is a step behind. This horse is going to come from behind. There's plenty of speed in here. I don't know if you're going to get a speed duel but I think you're going to have a lot of speed up there. Blinkers on recent gate work. They say he had the blinkers on him, so I don't care about the time as long as they've put the blinkers on at least one workout. So check out that horse. But for me, I'm going to take a seat back. This is one of the horses that I think has to do a lot of work to get up there. The five last time out, very even overall. Pratt was aboard. Dettori is now taking over the reins. Horse has got some talent. I just don't know at this level would be the right words for this horse. This is a pressure type horse. It can sit pretty close to the race. We'll see what this horse could do. But for me, I'm going to take a seat back, and it's not going to be for my money. It's 20-1, and I mean, of course, I'd like to take a price, but not for my money in this race. The 6, another one that has a little bit of speed, a little bit of pressure, but last time really gave way at the end. Lost by 16. Didn't do much there for me. Mandela's the trainer, which, like I said before, his numbers don't tell you what this trainer really can do. But I just don't see. I think this horse needs to really pick it up to do some damage in this race. Nice breeding on this horse, Omaha, out of a Victory Gallop mare. But for me, I'm just going to take another seat back. I'm going to take. I got other horses in here I think are playable. Here's another speed horse, a pressure type of horse. Last time out, set very close to the pace. Didn't do much. That was in the Breeders' Cup Filly Sprinting Mare. Only lost by 2 3/4 of the length, so did not embarrass herself, actually. Went off at 10-1, did very good, ran very even overall. Not an embarrassing race, but once again, I think there's a bunch of other horses in here that could do a little bit more damage. I think, if anything, this one will be have a shot more on the bottom side of exotics with Pratt. Phil D'Amato on this horse as a trainer. I think it's more on the bottom side, but for me, I'm going to take a seat back. And the 8, interesting horse. Another horse that would probably, it's got some speed, might go to the lead, push the lead. Luis Saez aboard, which going to tell me I'll be a little bit more aggressive. Lasix off, I'm not worried about that. The first 2 races, there was no Lasix for this horse. I just don't know. This is one of those I don't know about. I think I would like to see a couple more races from this horse. So if anything, I would put this horse on bottom side of my exotics, but not for the win column. But definitely have some talent, and maybe a look at for those type of exotics would not be a bad thing to do. Here's another one, the 9, Baffert again. Hernandez is riding this one. Of course, when Hernandez rode the other 2, he could only ride one horse, people. So, did Baffert just say this is the one you're riding, or did Hernandez choose this one? I don't know. That's usually the question of all time. And I think the other ones have excellent riders anyway, so I don't think it really matters. This one's got plenty of great speed to go a route. Definitely a major player in this race. That means Baffert's got, 3 major players, and so far, out of 4 major players that I've said. And this one definitely I would not be shocked if this one won. 3-1. Of course, I don't want my money on a short price if it's going to be the case. I'd rather have the other Baffert one at 12-1 to win, but. Definitely a major player here, has the speed to steal it. Won last time as the favorite from the angles. Early pace is 99, 96, 104. So I think this is going to be more the pressure type, but we'll see. There's plenty of speed in here, like I said. And then the 10. Last time, didn't do much. Just hung in there, just couldn't pass. that other horse there, all throughout the race, which is the 8 horse, right? Yeah, the 8 horse that we just finished talking about. But the time before that gave away. So I think this horse needs everything to go her way. I don't think she's going to get it her way. I don't think she's going to get the lead. I don't know if she'd be close enough to, pressure them. So for me, I'm just going to take a seat back. Not for my money, not today. And here's another horse. Hernandez rode Baffert again. And Antonio's riding it. Hernandez did ride once before. This horse is wire to wire, got plenty of speed, plenty of excuses to say that this horse could win also wire to wire or sit there. Now Baffert's got now 4 horses with speed. I mean, that'd be suicide to send them all, but will all 4 go up there? And one, if whoever takes the lead, the other 3 like block off. I'm just saying, block off everybody else. Well, I think this is a major player also. 10-1. There's a nice odds on a Baffert horse. I think this is a major player. Got to look out for this horse. And I can't say nothing bad at all about this horse. So I think this race overall is an open race. I like 5 horses that I think are major players. And if you like any of them, I couldn't talk you off of one to save my life, to be honest with you. So before we go and see what Race Lens likes, once again, everyone, send me an email if you want the rest of this card, the first half of the card, or B, if you have questions about what trainers do, how to claim horses, how to buy horses at the sale, or if you need help going to a sale. We've got a catalog right here. We go to the sale, pick you up a nice mare in foal or baby or whatever the case may be. So let's go and see what Race Lens comes up with in this 10th race on the main track. 7 furlongs. First, I'll show you the factors. It's the same as the turf. Speed is 5. Class, form, and distance all at 4. Jockey and jockey trainer is at 3, and then you got the pace at 5. Trainer, track at 4, and the track is at 4, and then angles and track condition is at 3. Now, they think the 9 is going to run away with it, basically at 49%. But let's just see how this looks. Look at this. I told you it's going to be a very tight field. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 horses that would sit really tight up front, real tight in the early going. And the middle part, they're still probably got the same. Yeah, it's the same. Pretty much 5 or 6. The one they're saying is going to drop back a little bit. Probably so, maybe. But I think the one to be right there still. And then they got it at the end, 9, 7, 4, 3, 2. Okay. Now, I say it's going to be the 2, 1, 3, 9, and 11 is going to be all right there. I think they all have an excellent shot to hit this race. This is an excellent race to bet exotics. Excellent race to spread out on your pick 3s, 4s, and 5s and 6s. And let's see what true odds are. They say the 4 should be 9-1. That's 10-1. That's not really that big of a deal. And the 9 should be even money. Should be 3-1. I don't think it'll go to even money. I think that horse would be much closer to 2-1 because you got plenty of other horses in here that are going to do some damage at decent odds. So I think it's a good betting race overall. I don't think, well, the favorite could win, I guess, but a 2-1 favorite or a 3-1 favorite, I mean, that shows you it's a good betting race, right? So that's how I see it. Let's go and see, and let's try to hit this pick 5, of course. Let's do this. Like I said, I had 3 winners and 2 seconds last week on both tickets. I mean, on Fairgrounds and, of course, Gulfstream. But that doesn't get the money, right? We gotta hit it, right? So that's what we're going to try to do here today. Seventh race at Santa Anita. That's where the pick 5 starts for me. The late pick 5, day after Christmas. So the pick 5, we're going to start with the 7th race. I like the 4, 7, 3, 2 in that order. I'm going to do a win on that 4, and exacted the 4 on top of the 7, a daily double the 4 on top of the 5, 2 in the next race. So I guess you guys hear it all right. Remember, that horse was going to be 1 to 4. I think it's going to be like that, 1 to 2, somewhere around there. Who knows? It's not going to be big odds. Let's put that away. So I'm singling the horse out. That's how I get value out of this horse. I'm going to get value if it's decent. If it's decent number, which I doubt it, I'll play the win. If it's like super low, I toss that bet. I'll go with the exact ice cold set 4 over the 7, pretty big. And same thing with the daily double, the 4 over the 5, 2, and try to get some money that way. But probably most likely I'd probably be skipping that win bet on the 4 because I think that's how the odds are going to be too low. And so on the pick 5, I'm going to single that 4. That's how I'm going to use my take advantage of this and try to get value out of it. In the second leg, which is the 8th race, I'm going with 3 horses, the 5, 2, 7. And then the 9th race, the 1, 4, 2, 6. Now, the 9th race, I believe, was the Malibu, right? I'm pretty sure. I'll go and double check that. But, okay, let's see. My phone's talking to me when I do that. But anyway, the Malibu itself, no, the Malibu is the 8th race, excuse me. The Malibu, so you see what I like in the 8th race. I like the 5, 2, 7, 6. So 5, 2, 7, I think, are the top 3. The 6 is, let's just put it this way, is Mystic Dan. So I think Mystic Dan could be beat in that race. That's going to be tough. So the 3rd leg, like I said, the 9th race, I like the 1, 4, 2, 6. I'm going with 4 horses. Then in that 10th race, we just finished talking about it. I said I like 5 horses, so guess what I did? I did all 5. I'm hoping for the longest shot of the 5, of course. Would not be shocked if any of those win, and possibly maybe another horse or 2, but I think that these are your top 5 out of that race. Hoping for a little bit of a price. The 2, 1, 3, 9, 11. And then the 11th race, the last race, last leg of the pick 5, I'm going 4, 8, 3, 6. All right. So let's break down the 8th race. I do like that 5, 2, 7, 6. I'm going with the 5 over the 2, 7 over the exacta. I'm doing the 9th race 1, 4, 2, 6 exacta 1 over the 4, 2. And then that 10th race, like I said, it's a good trifecta race. I'm going to go with the try 2, 1 over the 2, 1, 3, 9, 11. Of course, in the show spot is the 2, 1, 3, 9, 11, or you should hit the all button if you really wanted to be super smart. Or if you do the super, I would hit the all button in the last spot. The 11th race, I'm going 4, 8, 3, 6 with the 4 over the 8, 3. So that's how I see it. It's going to be an interesting day out there. Okay, I'm trying to get this one out. All right, let me get this out. I'm going to close this one out. There we go. It's gone. There we go. All right. So once again, like I said, please shoot me an email if you got any questions. Let's go out there and get some winners. I hope Christmas was good to everybody. And let's have a good, happy New Year's. And we'll go out there and see what we're going to do for New Year's racing. And until then, I'll see ya.